Hello, good people. Hello, good people. Hello, good people. Welcome to my webcast. I'm glad that you can join me. And, well, I did something because for some reason, I'm not going live. Well, maybe I'm not supposed to. Let me do this part of it. Wait, I got one viewer. Thanks for coming on. Feel free to type in and say hello, whoever you are. This is PJ. As you see, I'm still here, doing pretty good today. I went out, got something to eat, and talked to people and enjoyed my life. As you can see, Tommy, my cancerous friend, is yet growing. Somebody asked me the other day, let me make sure. Somebody asked me the other day, let me make sure my sound is on. Let me make sure my sound is on. Okay, I guess it is. All right. Somebody asked me the other day, why did I name this cancer Tommy? And I try to tell people because he is a part of me. He's not some crazy growth coming on me that I don't want to be associated with. It's my tumor. And I'm taking pain meds, keeping a pillow under the left arm. Doing pretty good. Um, Let me address if there's anything to address. I don't think that there's anything left to address. Um, as you go to all of these clips that I have on my YouTube page, over 500 clips, I understand now. That's an awful lot of work. And if my voice seems to be getting a little, how can I say, oh, hi, somebody's writing. Good, Mark, and good afternoon to you. Um, if my voice is a little raspy, it's because of the tumor. It's pressing in on the lungs now, as the doctor told me that it would, and I'm taking you through it gradual, step by step. How is my disposition and my attitude? Feeling good. My friends, the Gadens, Gloria and um, her husband, Garland, came by to see me the other day. And I said to them, I said, first of all, no prayers. I don't need you to pray for me. Number two, I said, no tears, no crying, because you have heard it from the horse's big mouth that, man, look at the size of that baby, will you? That this tumor is going to take me out. And I told the doctor, no, I'm not going to let you take that thing out. No chemo here. Don't want to lose my mind. I'm going to ride this thing out. Now, let me help some of you that are highly religious. And you know what the PJ is for, right? The PJ stands for Pastor John. Well, why won't Pastor John allow the normative disposition of believers, which is to pray for him? Why won't I allow that? Why do I say, no, you can't pray for me, not in my presence? Simply because the God who gave me this wonderful piece of meat under my arm knew that I was going to get it, knew that it was going to develop, and absolutely everything after that point is about how I am going to deal with being overtaken by this cancerous tumor, which is malignant, by the way. No, I have no idea when I'm going to pass away, and that doesn't concern me at all. My YouTube lives, or as the rest of my work has always been on YouTube, was to encourage my listeners and my viewers, never to discourage them. I went out for lunch. Um, when I sat down too long in the car, I hate to get up because I'm ready to go to sleep. If I sit down a long time, it feels like I want to go to sleep. Oh, and I've had some thoughts about that, some great thoughts, and I want to talk to you about, again, if I haven't already done it. And the reason that I want to talk with you about it, um, oh, today is Huey P. Long Day. Who is Huey P. Long? Wasn't he the governor of Louisiana? Huey P. Long? I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. Um, but I wanted to talk you through what I'm going through because I find it very interesting. I would ask even the believer if he comes by, and I am a believer, believe it or not a believer the way church folks say I need to be. I've never been that kind of a believer. I've always been weird, kind of strange. Call me Dr. Strange Love if you want. Kind of a guy that believes in God, but not on the same level that you necessarily believe on God. Um, Let me give you a reason why. Then you'll understand. Everything that I have comes from the one that created me. In the Bible, and I have the book right here. You can see it. See it right there? There's the Bible. Ah, it hurts my arm to lift this way. I should have grabbed it with the other arm because I can't stretch Tommy. And I'm not hiding. It's very harmful, hurtful. So I must be careful the rest of my days the way I live. In my religious book, because I wasn't raised on the Quran, I wasn't raised on this is my religious book for my faith. Excuse me. I preach from this. I taught from this. I've studied this page to page, line upon line. The difficult text I've researched. So, what you're about to hear me say, and I'm 80 years old, so what you're about to hear me say are some of the conclusions that I have come to draw upon, and especially at such an exciting time as this, because I have cancer. I never in my mind would ever have believed if someone told me that I was going to pass away of cancer. I would have told them, you are out of your ever loving mind. Not me. Why would I get cancer? Now, I have my own particular views about where this growth came from. I took all the vaccines, all the shots, and everything. And if you listen to the news today, the vaccine was put on, and from all those things and the boosters, and I got them in this arm, the left arm, it developed right here. I believe that this is a cause for me taking the shots. I can believe it if I want to. I can't prove it. Um, it was just in February when I discovered that I had this. And so this isn't some new fabricated idea. And oh, you know what this is? Let me show you what this is. You know what that's reminding me to do? That's reminding me that I should take my pain medication because my daughter Delia said, Daddy, we know that you said that you can take the pain. I can. On a scale from 1 to 10, and the pain is pretty high now, but I'm not going to take the pain medication. And let me tell you why. It has to do with me and this Bible and my faith in God. After I got the cancer, I didn't question God because I've been walking with Him so many years that the only way that I would question God is that if He would put in my mind that I was sinning or lacking to conform to His revealed will and refuse to be called a son of His because of my rejection of His person. I have never, since 1967, no, yes, 67, I have never thought that way of God. So God allowed me to get this through the vaccine shots or not, whichever way. Could have been eating food, breathing air, living life on the planet. Life is going to happen to you. Life is going to happen to you, Mark. It's going to happen to you with spontaneity, on the spur of the moment. You won't have any idea how to combat it because you're not supposed to combat life. You should experience life, embrace it, love it, and endure it. As a good soldier, here in the book again, I used to read that verse. It said, endure hardness. And this tumor's kind of hard too. I don't want to drop the good book. Tumor's kind of hard. See how hard that is? And in this book, it says, John, endure hardness as a good soldier. See, a lot of people wanted to die if they were talking about some other man's religion and talking about some other man's life and some other man's prophet. And they would say, well, that's enduring hardness because of the attacks that people approach me with. Well, all right, I got to keep my mind. So, and I got to do what I got to do. So I better get another pill because I'm feeling it. Why? Because I'm talking, I'm exercising, I'm using energy. And remind me to tell you before I get off this cast about energy, because I have something to share with you that maybe you've never thought about before. And I think it's important when it comes to this idea of energy, because each of us are conglomerate of energy. The people that don't like me, that's what I call negative energy. People that don't like other people, that want to hurt other people, that want to talk about other people, that want to condemn other people to a burning, scorching hell because their religious leader told them to do that. As far as I'm concerned, that's as bad as you being what do you call a terrorist bomber. Mm, mm. All right, tastes good, and so helps my energy level. I take more naps because the cancer drains energy from you. The last time I did a cast, I believe I shared with you that I'm going to vote again for the first time since the early 70s. And I'm only voting in one box, the presidency of the United States. I watched both conventions. What was I looking for? I was looking for energy. And when I watched the Republicans, I said, let me see if I can pick it up. A few people got up and spoke from their heart, and it's politics. I said, now I know why I registered as a Democrat. And then when the Democrats came on, ah, see the outline of this thing? Oh, it's growing. Then when I saw the Democrats and I heard what Kamala said, what Barack said, what Michelle said, and all the popular people that the DMC usually brings in, the media highlighters, all of that. I said, you want to know something? I saw that movie that came out called Civil War, the recent one. The movie, you can see it on Prime Video. It's streamed. It's called Civil War. Came out in this year, 2024. A pretty good, accurate documentation of what is taking place in my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. The country that I live in is not the same country that I was reared in. I don't believe in make America great again, because she's never been that great. She is a land of optimum opportunity for those of us who had the privilege of being born here and who survived all kind of pressure and lived here and can yet at this time, with the time that's left, make a pretty good life for ourselves. America's a great place. I grew up 80 years in this country. Pretty happy. I moved in this house. You know the drill. It's all on my website here. I had a great lunch. I have a friend coming to visit me. Hasn't seen me since I came down with this. He's coming by. People come by to visit me. Well, let me get back to Garland and Gloria. I told him, no praying and no crying when you come to visit me. Number one, what are you praying for? Are you going to pray for God to take Tommy? You crazy? God's not going to take that from me. God gave me that to use that as a tool to take me out of here. to take me from this life and to project me over into the next life. Isn't that what I was teaching all those years in this book? And what did they say the Bible stands for? Basic. Well, the Bible is a book to get you ready to transition from your physical, natural human life, which is a beautiful thing, which I am still experiencing today, and do not deny one moment of any action that came my way because I love my life. I love it. I don't listen to other people who have the audacity to try to tell me what I should and what I should not enjoy about my life. Number one, it's none of your darn business. I enjoy some things about my life that you can never enjoy. See, some of the racial problem in this country is because you've been brought up around your own kind and you don't want to be around the other kind. And so you can't stand those kind. And you're going to talk about them. You're going you're going to, what? I wasn't like that. I've always been the kind of person, give the other guy the benefit of the doubt energy, right? We get energy from speaking with people that make us feel better. I had one guy call me and he said, "Oh, PJ," and he watches my YouTube live too. He got the same kind of cancer I have, but only it's under his right arm instead of his left arm. And what he did is he elected to have it cut out. He had the cancer removed through surgery, and then they have to do chemotherapy about twice a week on him. He said to me, "PJ, the pain that I've experienced." I said, "Yes, I know." And I said, "I've experienced enough pain with this, enough. I'm different from him, enough to know you're not taking something out of my arm that's cancerous, and I already feel its intrusion on my lungs." Oh, hi, somebody else came on. Hey, PJ, good to see me. It's good to see you too. Yeah, I am so glad that you are too, G Mars. I am. I'm glad you're able to catch me. I'm glad to be able to be healthy enough to come on. The cancer sucks my energy. I've been talking about that. That's been the theme of it. It sucks a lot of my energy. I just want to lie on this couch bed here in my comfortable office and take naps all day. I have some of the guys come in, they knock on the door. They say, "Wake up, John. What are you doing?" "I'm not doing anything." "Do a live webcast. Do something. Don't get on that bed." Because I know it's gonna happen. I'm gonna get on that bed one day. And then my house nurse came by. Let me share this with you. Oh, you're gonna love this. He came by and he said, "How you feeling?" I said, "Man, I'm just slow. Everything is slow. I feel weak. I don't feel like I want to do anything. I don't have any energy." And I had to take my blood pressure medicine to lower it and my cholesterol pill and that. And so he said, "Don't take that. Let me take your blood pressure first." And he took my blood pressure and it was low. And he said, "Your blood pressure is low." I just smiled. I smiled. I said, "Okay. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you." Kind of makes me giggly. Tell you, God never gave you nothing that you didn't need. Anthony Carruthers. A friend of mine called. Oh, you hold on. I'm going to put him on speaker. But we're not going to talk a lot. Hi, Anthony. How are you?
Okay. Do you like figs?
If they're nice and sweet. I don't like the hardened figs. I mean,
Okay, they're fresh. They're off the tree.
oh, okay. Well, if they're sweet, fine. But if they taste like green figs, no, you
No,
can
no,
hold on
no.
to them.
They're sweet because I don't. I'm gonna bring you a couple. It's a couple,
Okay, bring me a
and
couple.
it's a couple plums that were left on my tree.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
had them in the refrigerator. I'll bring them.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Mm, I think you'll like. You have some ice cream.
No, I don't have any ice cream. No.
Oh, you this would be good over ice cream.
Oh, yes, I know. And I can eat ice cream because that doesn't bother Tommy.
Mm, 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 mm.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna leave in about 10 minutes.
All right. I'll be looking forward to seeing you.
All right, bye.
All right. Bye bye. Just a friend of mine. I get those calls all the time. They just call PJ, what you doing? If you'd like, if you know me personally, and if you'd like to, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Uh, if you know me personally, and if you'd like to come by and visit me, please do. If I'm hurting when you come by, don't ask me if I'm hurting. Say, why the wince? I said, wincing because Tommy just took a bite. And I'm praying to God that I can keep this nature, this demeanor about myself as I daily become weaker and weaker and weaker. Cancer patients usually, and I know because I was a pastor and I used to visit them, and they go, I, I don't feel like it. I used to go by there and try to get them to talk because I wanted them to tell me about their life living with something that is used by God to remove them from their lives. Ah, hi, Steve. Nice to have you on with me. Ah, best wishes from Santa Monica. Steve, I went out today uh, to the Inglewood Kaiser, because I ordered some more pain pills because I'm running out. And so they said they're going to work on. They said my medicine was ready, but it wasn't the Norco. It was something else. So I've got to go back. I've got enough for about 3 days, but I hope that they do something by tomorrow because of the holiday weekend coming up. But Steve's so good, and I hope you can hang in here because I think you can add to the conversation too, man. Because I need some help from you. You were with your dear mom when she passed away. And what I'm doing is I'm having this conversation. That's why I have the date of it on there, today's date, just an update. I'm doing wonderful because I have wholeheartedly accepted this lump under my left arm as a part of me. And you're not a Christian, you're more of an Orthodox Jew, and I don't know whether, and you can let me know whether the Orthodox Jews pray for God to reverse reality in their lives. In other words, if God, the maker of the whole universe, I'm thinking philosophically, if God, the maker of the whole universe, gives you life ending cancer, why would you, if you love God, ask Him to take the cancer away from you? Why would you do that? Especially if you know God on a personal level. Hey, Mr. John, this is. Oh my goodness, lady, it's so good to hear from you. Thank you for tuning in. Oh my God. That's all right, people. You can read it, but this is a very special person. I hope all is well going with you. Let me try to get back to this. I'm just so enjoying, especially doing my YouTube lives, because I want you to know that transitioning transitioning is uh, has always been an easy task, but it's not an easy task for those of us that are not ready to leave this life and go to the next life. Think about how exciting that is. The people that I love and that gives me energy, like the lady that just contacted me, she gave me energy the first day I met her. I told her, "You light me up on the inside." Well, guess what? I'm gonna miss having conversations with her, encouraging her, admonishing her about the good things in life, but where I'm going. And I'm not talking about heaven where the streets are paved with gold. I'm not talking about where every citizen of heaven has his own mansion. I'm not talking about a bunch of bigoted people that hate other people because their religion is different from theirs. I'm not talking about because I don't want to be around a bunch of people that's happy to be around me because they felt that I believed. I didn't believe it. You can believe. Hey, I can hold. Look, I can hold up these 66 books of the Bible. I don't believe everything in this book. Guess what? I had to tell the seminarians that sold a degree to me. They said, "You have to tell us right now whether you believe everything in this book." You know what I told them? I said, "I'm a Christian, ain't I?" What do you think they would have done if I told them no? They would not have given me an opportunity to earn an earned master's of theology if I didn't say that I castigated everybody else on the planet to a burning hell instead of them. No, we have to elevate ourselves out of that fantasy. No, there's certain things that I didn't tell on the up. I got to lift my arm and do that because the muscle power to lift it when you have these cancerous tumors is too painful to lift it on your own. Too painful. And since you've been watching, a little signal went off, didn't it? For me to take another pill, didn't it? Well, I think I should. I think I should. And I found some new herbal medicine to take. I went to an herbal store and they said that this stuff is really helpful right here. Um, Let me read it to you. I have to put on my bifocals in order to read it. I'm so glad you guys joined me. So glad you can just relax, get a cup of tea, glass of water, orange juice. If you like cognac, take that too. It's not good for you. Listen to this. Black seed is used for treating digestive tract conditions, including gas, colic, dysentery, constipation. I'm glad because the pain medicine constipates me at times. And hemorrhoids. It is also used for respiratory conditions, which I need because the cancer is going into the lung, and inclining asthma, allergies, coughs, and it cost me about $17. Black seed oil. And I bought it from an African American health shop. You guys see that? Ooh, yes. That is very helpful. If you know any of your senior citizen friends that has cancer, uh, tell them about that. I'm going to show you some things, and then I have to bathe for the rest of my life. Sometimes when I get in the shower, I need one of the brothers to step in there with me. I had built, this is how God works. God had built in this little 2 bedroom wood frame house going on 2 years ago now, a walk in shower. It's like a little bird spoke to my voice and said, "You better get that bathtub thing out of here and that old piece of thing." And I had it cost me thousands and thousands of dollars. Now I can get in the shower. And since I have this cancer, I'm going to bathe with this pure Castle bar soap, all one hemp peppermint. And you notice what I'm doing is I'm presenting these things because these are the good things that I put in my body and they help me. Because when you get cancer, oh, you're going to have to change. You're going to have to change. Uh, I was in the African health food store, and I want to give a shout out to those brothers. Oh, I forget the name of it, but they're in um, Lamert Park, Dignan. It's a health food store. Black black folks should go. They got all the herbs and everything we need to keep us healthy. I had never been in the shop. They've been there for 3 years. They moved over, and I just thank them for helping me. I got this tea. I'm going to prepare it later. It's called white willow garlic. Oh, and they say that this is very good for pain. See, it's just not, and I'm not taking this because the medicine that the hospital give me isn't working. I'm taking this because it is an addendum to what I'm doing to keep myself healthy as a senior citizen. Listen to me, you older people. I know how it is when you get old and you don't want these young people coming around you, especially listening to their music because their music just drives me bananas. Jubar Debo, Bojar B. Jew. What they singing about? They literally sing about any and everything. But I could not live a wonderful life without being around my young friends. They help bring the balance back to my life. Well, number one, my older friends are dying off, and I don't have older people that I can talk to. They got a nice little YouTube page called Black Men Talking, Senior Citizens. I think I sent them one little quibble. I'd like to talk with them. I love it the way they pick subject matter and they talk about it. When I have a guy that's coming by to see me, I hope he gets here in time. He's old enough to appear with me. He's kind of shy. I'd love him to come on, and he's over 65. Well, why won't he come on and just talk? Talk with these youngsters. Well, I hope he does because somebody that he knows is viewing me. And so, since he's on the way over, let's see if he'll come in the office and speak with PJ. And what I'm doing with this left arm is I'm trying to find the right position because the tumor, unless you find exactly the right position to put him in, he's going to hurt more and more and more. He's like a little baby saying, "No, no, no, that's not the position. That's not the position. And you know better. Put me in the position, John." Now, you also notice I took off all my rings. I didn't throw them away. I have them here around my chain, around my neck. All my rings are here that I wear. because, and of course, around my little sage bracket on my necklace here, because upon my passing, I don't want them to have to rip my knuckles off to take this jewelry off me, you know, and because that was only temporary anyhow. I will tell you one thing: if I pass away, they're gonna find Tumor with me, Tommy, because he's a part of me. Let me continue to talk about this energy. How does one know that he picks up energy from other human beings? Because that other human being causes you to feel good. I'm not talking about sex. I'm not talking about sexual attraction. That's going to happen. And I'll tell you at 80 years old, I'm excited to talk about that. Yes, yes, at 80 years old, I still love the thought that I could be sexually attractive to someone and that arose my boat, if you will. There's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with you if you're 80 or 90 years old and you don't have that anymore. You can buy a lot of stuff for that. I've never needed it. I know how to get, you get sexually attracted when you allow the energy to work when and where and through whomsoever it works. I was in the shop trying to buy this stuff for me to take, organic stuff. And there was a couple of sisters standing there, couldn't keep their eyes off me. And I said to the young man, I said, what's going on? And he said, John, you're an attractive man, man. What are you talking about? I said, man, these women were looking at me like, ooh, and smiling. And I nodded. The energy is there. That's a good thing. You're still alive. And I told the young man when I got in the car, since I'm no longer married to Lucy, I'm not dedicated to Lucy. Lucy told me, as a matter of fact, after she died, yes, I believe in this. She told me to live my life because she's gone. And I ain't got no business thinking about her around here. She's right. And so when I see a beautiful human being that I like and I'm physically attracted to, I'm going to say, hey, what's your name? Is it Mary or Sue? What's your name? Do I stand a chance with you? It's so hard to find a personality like you, like yours for me. Ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee. What year was the song and who sung it? You can't tell me, huh? That was in the 60s. Boy, before you was born. Who wrote that? Who sung that? What's your name? And it ended like this. What's your name? What's your name? Shooby doo wah wah. What was the name of that group? Come on, it's better come to me. See, that's why I won't take that chemo. Because I'll be so messed up in my head, I wouldn't even remember the words of the song. I'm telling you, don't take those drugs and that stuff. I'm telling you. If God gives you a sentence of life, because that's all this is, everybody says, oh, Pastor John, it could eventually kill you. No, it's not. Tommy's going to do his part in my life. And if his part in my life is bringing me close to death, let it be said, let it be done. Now, you can sit there and say, oh, you're strong, John. You're just strong. I'm not that strong. Yes, you can. You are just as strong as I am. You know what stopped you from believing that? The wrong view of the Judeo Christian faith. The wrong view of it. Because what Judeo Christian religion does, it puts a lot of emphasis on staying alive. John Travolta. Whereas, in essence, the religion that I practiced all of my life was a religion telling me that I'm going to be expunged from this body, which caused the big question mark to come up in my head. When I leave this body, spiritually in this life, where am I going? Oh, G Mars. I was in it. Where's that album, man? See, you getting on my case now. You're gonna make me show you something, and it had better be over here. Let me move my chair, and I'm not being rude. I'm just being PJ. So pay attention. I'm rolling. I got rollers on this thing because it's it's kind of difficult. But wait a minute, singing. Wait, I'm gonna play something for you. I am going to play something for you. Don't worry about it. It won't be breaking any rule. I am going to play the only record. I'm gonna have to find it. And I know it's here somewhere, so I'm gonna stand up. Oh, see, I can't lie the arm down flat because it'll squeeze the tumor. So by natural wanting to stay away from the pain, I have to walk like this. And so when my friends come by and visit me and they say, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I say, "For what? You crazy?" Oh, I hope I can find it because I was talking about it and I want to share it with you. You can find this song on the internet, but I wanted to play it for you because I have it here and I can't find it now. But I wrote a record called, isn't that weird? I can get a job saying this way in, no, that way out. John Coleman, you're out of your mind. Oh, Ah, when you get old and if you can't laugh at it, you are in terrible shape. You are really old. Yes, G Mars, I can sing. I had my own singing group. Um, I used to write the words to the music. Clarence Armstrong used to play the piano, and we made one record. You can find it on the internet, but you're not going to find me as the author. The A side was called The Philly by M and the Peanuts, and the B side was the song that I wrote called I Found My Love. Now, for those of you that like to research these computers and all this stuff, because one day Beaver and his wife were looking and they found the record, and I never received royalties of it because it never became a hit. It was a side B. Back in the day when we bought records, there was an A side and a B side. Well, I wrote the B side. I found my love. My brother, who is now deceased, oh, and I'm still looking for it because it could be right here in front of me, and I've covered it up like an idiot because my desk is junky these days, friends. Let me see. Could it perhaps be? No, but you can look it up. I gave you the name of it. So I'm famous in that sense. Back to the energy, right? I heard one man speak of energy, and he said that he had a dream, and he viewed energy Every time he met a friend of his, a loved one, he would hug them, embrace them, and talk with them, and that person's veneer would light up, especially when he met people that he loved. It lit up. That's energy being exposed. When you receive that energy, that means you're welcome. Every individual that leaves this planet, hear me, has a certain amount of energy that they were given when they were here. And when the physical body, listen, listen, babies, when the physical body stops, the heart, brain, all that stuff, we can look that up. Oh, I can understand it. His body died. It had to. None of these things go on and on and on. What we do is we get attached to the material because we're material creatures instead of us looking forward to the immaterial, which is a new form of energy in a new form of being. You're a material creature. I am too. But you and I are also immaterial creatures. We have a spirit that illumines our minds and our bodies. It's that which animates us. That's why the doctor slaps the little baby on his ass when he's born. An ass is not a bad word. All of us have one, and if we don't, we were born with a deformity. We have the ass for various reasons. Of course, to defecate or to remove body waste from this piece of flesh in this material body. And some people go overboard and worship it. They love it. They love to touch it. They love to carouse it. And that's okay. That's all right. Some people, based upon their religions and what they've been taught, is told that if you even mention that you're anathema, in other words, a curse. That's not true. If you're human, you know where energy comes from. And isn't it something? I've heard this said. My daddy first told me when I was a kid growing up. He was a soldier in Papua New Guinea in World War II. And he said that one of his duties was to transform dead bodies and the GI soldiers that were killed in preparation to have them sent back to the States for burial. And he said, John Jr., you don't want to smell a dead body. He says, because when it decays and it starts rotting, that's one of the worst smells you ever want to hear. And he's correct. And that's why when you're around a corpse, it's a terrible smell. And a corpse has an odor that is quite distinct from anyone or anything else. Trust me. Now, have I ever smelt a corpse? Yes, but I just hold my breath until I'm, you know. But this thing is a corpse maker. Yeah. Let's get back to the energy. When I leave this body, and for those of you that were raised Christians and taught different, I want you to listen to me. These are PJ's views over 50, 60 years. Yeah, about 60 years of critical thinking on his own.
Hackensack, New Jersey, +1
Oh, I
201
can't do
803
this right now, but
7676.
I'm getting a call all the way. I'm getting a call all the way. You know what, Miguel? Right now, at this moment, I am doing a live webcast. Say hello to the audience.
Hello, everyone.
Patriots of Freds.
That's right. You are in Los Angeles. You know you'd better come here and see me.
Yeah, a little later on. Tell me how late I can go. And
As late as, hey, if it's after 10, no.
no, it'll be before that.
Yeah. I am looking forward to seeing you all the way from New York to visit a friend. You know I'm happy.
All right, brother. We'll be there soon.
All right. Thanks for calling. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. Wow, what a surprise and a lovely surprise. Lovely. Miguel went to UCLA with my daughters. He lives in New York. He's a school teacher. He used to visit the church that I pastored. Sat in the first row, Mexican, all the way. Just a great guy. And coming by to see the old man. Now, I told him when he called me from Hackensack, New Jersey, I told him when you bring your behind by here, no tears, fool, or I'll put you out of my house. If you want to bring me something, I can drink a nice beer, a bubbly drink. If you want to lay hands on me and hug me, fine. As a matter of fact, I'd love for somebody just to come and soothingly massage Tommy. I love that. And see, under here it's pretty solidified, and on top of it, like right across there, right there, there's where most of the pain comes from, and it's like and it's attached itself right under the arm. It's kind of like a parasite, but it's my parasite. Okay? And I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm trying to get you to grow up. I've never met anyone that ever came to this planet and wasn't destined to have to leave it. And you see, I don't call people because my phone is always ringing. No, I don't mean to offend. I only mean to educate. Because somebody's going to watch this and they're going to have a relative that recently came down with cancer. And they just don't know what to do. They're out of their minds. How old are they? They're 26 years old and they're out of their mind. I said, oh, they feel that way because they didn't live their life. Why don't they live their life now? Do what you want to do. Live how you want to live. Please don't go out there and do crazy things, take crazy drugs. Don't do that because you hurt yourself. And you don't want to do that. But if there's something out there that I'd like to do, and there's nothing wrong with my conscience and me doing it, and I'm not harming myself, and if I can afford to do it, I'm going to do it. Okay. I've always wanted to go to Egypt to see the pyramids. I've never gone. I watch the Olympics because I've never been to Paris. Probably never see it in my life. There's a lot of things in this life I'm not going to be able to see. I have only been as far as Tijuana when I went to Mexico. Nowhere else. None of the vacation towns. Never did that. Never gone there. I haven't traveled too much in this country. But what I can do now, I will do. I just want my friends to come by and love me. I guess that's what I can say. But let's talk about this energy. So I believe that when I pass away, this energy that I exude, so much that people would call me all the way from New York to let me know that he's in my town and that he's coming by to see me. How did that happen? It's because I loved every single individual that I came in contact with. Everyone. I love them. And when you love a person, that person knows that you love them. They sense your love. They pick up that love, and guess what they do? They allow that love to influence them. My life has always been that. I thought upon God calling me as a preacher, oh, this is wonderful. God called me to preach, and He knows I believe in Him because it wasn't just my imagination running away with me. I only asked who one time, and that's when He first revealed Himself to me. I said, who, what? And then He shrouded me with His Spirit, shrouded me with His Spirit, boy, just all over. Just, He didn't say, shut up, boy, nothing like that. He just, He filled me with energy. My charismatic Christian friend said, oh, John, you never spoke with tongues, and so you never were saved. You never were filled by God's Spirit. They don't know what they're talking about. I remember the moment He filled me with His love, and I got scared, naturally. You've heard my testimony on other venues. And I said, how am I going to do that? What am I supposed to do? And He said, tell them whatsoever I tell you. So everything I've taught in the Bible is what God has proven to my mind is true. Yeah, you heard me say that if a man has a wife and he keeps playing on his wife, judgment's coming on him. That's right. That comes on a homosexual man too. You can't do somebody like that. What's the matter with you? God is not a vindictive, I'm going to give the payback. He is the sovereign creator who has created me. He knows the day and the hour that I'm going to die. And all of you are going to get old one day. And I hope you'll be able to download this piece, save it. I've already been talking over an hour, and I didn't think I had enough energy left in my body to speak 20 minutes. So that proves you what my God can do. My God said, I'll never leave you or forsake you. My God says, I'll give you the strength to talk because He told me you would tell them whatever I want you to tell them. I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for how many hits am I going to show up. There's going to be a person in the middle of the night ready to bump themselves off. And their old friends told them about this chocolate man over 80 years old talking smack. And right before you was ready to pull the trigger, you put my cast on. First of all, let me say, welcome, brother. I've been there. I just didn't do that because I said, God said, there is appointed unto man a time to die, and after that, the judgment. Okay, did He tell me about hastening my appointment? No. That's why when the doctor said, well, what do you want to do, Mr. Coleman? You want us to cut this thing out? I said, give me all the options, doc. I sat in front of him for about 90 minutes. You know me. I'm asking everything. I said, give me the options, doc. What are my options if I do this? And I'm talking to those of you that got kids now and loving life, want to go to Disneyland and all that stuff. I'm talking to you that's making love for the first time, got your woman and got your man, and life is beginning. I'm talking to you because I don't want you to be a fool. Listen to this old sage. He loved your behind. No, I'm going to keep it real. I love your ass. I do. And I'm going to give it to you like it is. I was talking with my boy Miguel one night. He called me from New York. and he was down and out. I just got to say, didn't God said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you? And he said, if you feel like you're forsaking me, everything is looking this, everything's looking that. I said, stop looking at the circumstances and look at what God's going to make of you when he finishes you. Are you strong enough to let him take you through it? I am. I am. As a matter of fact, that's one thing that keeps me without going off my rocker. One thing. Knowledge, gotta brush this. Knowledge that God is aware of my every action, move, thought. You know what he told me in the Bible? I know some of you got to go back to work. I love you. You know what he told me? God said, I know your thoughts are far off. You know what that means? Let's stop playing these games. God said, John Coleman, what? I know your thoughts are far off. In other words, before they even came in anywhere near my brain to formulate the words before it came out of my mouth, God says, I know them. He said, I knew that you were going to say that. No. Oh, and I got something else to tell you. Listen to this. Listen to this. You can't tell God nothing that he doesn't already know about you. I know I'm right about it. I love you, boy. No, man. Why wouldn't you? How come I can be chocolate? Black men have been telling me that my whole life. You know, they tell me, John, you're really not black enough. You're not. You're not a brother. Why you not, brother? Yes, I am. And they know that it just exasperated me. Or you think you? I had a guy call me, and he calls me and he said, "How you doing, Junie?" Just to exasperate because I made the mistake to tell him everything about my childhood. So he teases me. But when it comes down to it, what I'm trying to share with you, your life is a pathway of trails, different trails that you take. I've never had cancer before. Okay? I've never had cancer before. And I've never had to respond like I'm responding now before because I've never had this dilemma. So I say to God, so what is it that you want me to do? And I go back to the only time I really heard the voice of God, and he only said this to me twice. You will tell them whatsoever I tell you. Let me translate that for you. It didn't mean to take this Bible and make it mean what I wanted it to mean. That's why I was a Christian apologist. I defended the book because a lot of these guys standing up talking about what God said, God never said that at all. You said it. God didn't tell you that you were never going to get a cancer. Oh, wait a minute. Some of you nitwits out there trying to claim the promises of King David of Israel. Some of you want to live as long as Methuselah. Not me. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of glad, happy, as a matter of fact. Whenever I rub Tommy here, I said, thank you, boy, because you're here doing what you're supposed to do. And I said, let's leave it to God. to help me deal with the pain, because I got enough energy to deal with the pain, that when that pain comes and strikes and make me hold my head back, guys, when it gets, man, let me tell you something what I learned about God. He's never lied. He cannot lie. God cannot lie. I'm telling you, I'm experiencing pain with this tumor like I never have in my entire over 80 years. And he's brought me through it. I can be sitting on the couch looking at a movie. Listen, I can be sitting on the couch looking at a movie, and the pain is coming, and then I just move it just a little bit over here like this. Pain stops, the tingling stops. I rest another pillow under this hand, and I can watch the rest of the movie without an ounce of pain. And after the movie goes off, and I move the pillow and move that, Tommy says, "Hi." And I said, "I know you there, boy." Get that attitude, because every good gift is from God. I've told God that I don't want to live much longer. I told God, and you know what? I've never been afraid to tell God the truth. I'm tired. I am so tired. And the reason that people want me to continue to do what I do, and I understand that, and I understand also how important it is to do it for people, is because they gain energy from my positiveness. I understand. When I pass on, this energy is going to leave this body, because the body will become the shell that housed the energy. See, at 80 years old and being stricken with the cancer, and I may live for 6 more years and be doing this for 26 more years. I don't know. I'm helping those of us that are here now and those of us that are quibbling over transitioning. It's easy. Lie in that bed one night. I told God, I went to bed one night, I was so tired. And I said, God, I'm not tired of people. I'm not tired of the extremities of dealing with people. I am tired of dealing with people and them not getting the lesson. That's what tires me out. If people got the lesson, because if they all did, and if they all did exactly what I suggested for them to do, and behind every pulpit that I preached in, every Bible study, every lecture, and I'm people, we're talking probably 200,000 lectures. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, the teaching, that's counting the radio lectures, everything that I've done, my head in that Bible, quoting that, I'm tired. I said, God, my body's tired. I don't want to die. I want to do what you told me to do. What else is there? And then I got fed up with the straight crowd telling the message, because the straight crowd didn't seem to get it. So then what I did is I looked at the gay crowd. I said, well, now, let me talk to them. Let me teach them what I know, God. God said, okay, go ahead. Then I taught them. And a lot of my gay brothers and sisters, I know that I have tremendously helped. I know some are perplexed by my demeanor and how I act because I believe that there is a time to be moral and a time to be conscious and not have a subconscious moral attitude, but a conscious moral responsibility. And sometimes when I talk about the conscience moral responsibility to a gay person, they think I'm trying to get in the way of their freedom. No, I'm not. I'll give you a good example. I've, I don't think there's anything that a gay man can do to me or a straight man can do to me that'll ever make me want to harm them physically. I don't think it is. I've never had the the want to smash somebody's face in because of what they said about me or what they did to me. Never had that. Now, why? I believe because God made me this kind of person. I have never had the desire to bring physical harm or mental harm to any human being. You know how it is when a baby's born and you go there and you try to pick up the baby and the baby sees you and the baby starts shaking in the mother's arms. "Ah!" I immediately said, no, no, no. Let me get away from that baby. And she said, no, Pastor John, why? Why? I said, can't you see the baby's horrified at me? And that baby probably know I got to listen to this voice for most of my life as I come to this room every Sunday. Get him away from me. She probably already knows me like that. That's all right. That's her energy. She's supposed to be around people that are like her. Don't force your children to go to church. It's ridiculous. I forced mine. Why didn't I know that then? Wasn't mature. Wasn't ready. See, even I can change. That's what we have to start doing now. And that takes rethinking a lot of what we did in the past. Pastor Beckwith of the Agape Church is just like I am, only he is not an evangelical. I wish I could have been freer most of my life, but God had his intentions because I met some hard headed dudes in Christianity that I've really come to love. See, now we were talking about the pain, right? Since I've been concentrating on the pain, there is absolutely no pain in that arm at all. And it's still and it's quiet. No pain. I feel no pain. That is because my God said, John, I will never leave you nor forsake you. He said, I will never put more on you than you are able to undertake or to bear. And with that I put on you, I will give you enough energy to not to succumb under its way of living. See, Tommy Toomer has to exude pain. That's his job. He's doing what God expected him to do. Now, John Coleman, whom the tumor resides in, I'm expected to do what God told me to do, aren't I? Trust and obey. Trust and obey. I forget the words, but he says, trust and obey. I'm going to trust this tumor is mine because it's not in you. And he came to me because my Heavenly Father, the creator of the entire universe, gave it to me. And I'm not crazy. Don't you try to call me crazy. It is the way you view what's coming your way as you live on this planet. I view my life from a completely different perspective than most men my age view their lives. See me, recognize me, view me as the same person. Like when Miguel get here, he's in Venice Beach. He loves going to Venice Beach. It's a tourist spot. And he says, "Oh, I hope you're eager enough for me." Are you kidding me? Watch this. And he, my young Mexican friend, uh, uh, this is called the dark red blend. Oh, yes. Enjoy your life. If you can, if you don't have the taste for it, don't. And Miguel is the second friend. I got one friend coming by earlier, Anthony. He can't stay long. They're going to an art exhibit. And I would have loved to go on because I used to go to exhibits like that with them. And Anthony has the most beautiful artifacts in his house. I have a couple. You see the black Maltese back there. Let me show it to you. Anthony gave it to me as a gift. It's one of my favorite gifts. I call it the Black Maltese Falcon. It's a dark owl, but it reminds me of the Maltese Falcon in the movie with, who is it, Humphrey Bogart? Wait a minute. Anthony gave me this. One of my favorite gifts. See, when a person loves you, you don't have to tell them to respond, they respond automatically. Friends, I know I have people that love me, and I know that, um, yes, it is the most beautiful gift. And let me give you a close up shot of it. When you have friends that can give you such a, oh, I got to be careful because I don't want to drop it. And you know where I have it? I have it back here. next to my bed lamp because I love Tony. I love Anthony. You hear that trash man out there. And you know, I love Anthony. And often I tell Anthony, don't be afraid at what life throws at you because life will throw you a curveball. Oh, I was planning on doing this. I was planning on doing that. But when God wants to take that energy and wants you to burn it elsewhere, you're going to have to go. Thank you for coming by. Any of you have anything that you'd like to say? Just Diva number 74. I've never spoken with you before. Uh, yeah, let's start having a conversation if you guys want to talk with me. All right? And I think I'll type because I have two computers here going, and so I'd like to type on this one, and I'll just so you know it's me. There it is. That's me. So if you guys would like to talk to me, send me a sentence, any question about the subject matter that we've been talking about, or any other subject matter that you'd like to talk about. You can chat with me about it. That's another reason why I do well over sometimes 2 hour casts because it's good for me to spend time with people and to communicate with them. You can ask me any question. I don't know why you won't. Here's your chance. Even if some of you differ with okay, let me end up the energy theme. So when you pass away, transcend to the next life, and that energy, what body does it go in? I don't know. In my religion, Paul said, behold, in a moment, in an instant, our bodies will be changed, and the imperfect becomes perfect. And that's a great, wow. Does it mean I'm going to have John Coleman's body, but a perfect one? Does that mean that anything in my body is imperfect, even this tumor? Because if the tumor is imperfect and God gave it to me, then God is an imperfect God, right? Right. But it can't be because God is not imperfect and He would never give me anything imperfect. So everything that I have from Him is good because it comes from Him. See, these are thoughts that you have to work through over the years because catastrophe is coming. I believe tremendous catastrophe is coming on this country for whatever reasons. I believe that it's coming. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think of let me put away. How about this? How about that idea? Is it possible? Is the hate that exists between the leftists and the right so much that it would bring about the shedding of blood in this wonderful country of ours? Hmm? Do you think that? I got one. Let's see. That something for you to give thought to. See, giving thought to things like this. Then asking, what would you tell your children when they say, "Daddy, why?" What could you tell them? How could you encourage them to let them know that the energy, which is love, that their daddy and mommy has for them is more than enough to bring us through anything that we have yet to face? That's what my religion taught me. Now we must think about these things because we are there. All right, no comers. I know the subject matter is too difficult at times. We don't want to think about these things. And what's so convenient about these apparatuses? You can answer later, even after I die, after the Civil War starts. It's going to take place if we don't cut this stuff out. We have to cut this stuff out, people. There will be if we don't cut this mess out. I'm just thinking. I don't want to think about parties. I don't want to think, oh, I'm going to have a happy glass of dark red wine with Miguel. Talk with Anthony when he gets here. I think Anthony's late already. Yeah. But I'm enjoying my time with you. Those are the things that are on my mind right now. And if you don't have a firm grasp on who God is and why God is, in other words, if you choose, and even rightly so, to believe in God, do you know why it was a right choice to believe it? Don't join a religious organization. Study under someone that hopefully can take the book that you believe in, because you may be Muslim, you may be Hindu, but if you're an extreme Christian, you will hate those other groups that I just mentioned and castigate them to a place of punishment because they did not follow suit like yourself and become the nitwit of the universe. Yes, I said it. I wish somebody had snatched me and said, John, I love your love for God and everything. That's all fine. But this group you're hanging out with, are they for real? Yeah. It takes years for you to come to that. You aren't going to come on that swift and soon. That's like somebody trying to disavow the Catholic Church. No, when you're in St. Peter's Basilica, the space is too overwhelming. You can't. I'm not trying to deny any man's religion. I'm trying to say that where you find light for your soul, go there. Because that's what's going to happen after you leave here. That energy is going to go right back out into the blooming universe and team up because you're no longer in the body. Your body can't navigate you through it. Unless you believe that God is going to make you kind of like Robocop going around punishing people for the rest of eternity's eternity because they didn't believe like you. What? And I don't argue with people about it. I said, if that's what you want to, go ahead. But that's not the view that I have of God. These are serious words. We have a serious conversation because it's time for some of you out there that's headed in my direction to get serious about this. Well, I think I've spoken enough. And I want to thank, how many people do I have looking at me now at this moment? We're at least 5 people. I think 4. Thank you, whomever you are that hung in there. And I want you to know that all is well with John Coleman. If you would perhaps like to call or come by and visit me and I'm not up to having company, it's because Tommy is doing his job. Oh, thank you. I know. Okay. I know you're still there. Thank you. Because Tommy's doing his job. See, check it out. If Tommy does his job, he's going to do a job on the other part of my body. See what I mean? So the only thing that I'm doing, I don't want to hinder Tommy in anything that he's come here to do. All I'm trying to do is suffer a little less pain. Thank you for your prayers, anyhow, because I know some of you are going to think I'm a stubborn old man and the Holy Spirit needs to come down and bring me peace all the time. No, that wouldn't be like God. That would be like Isaiah asking the guy with the saw, don't put me in that tree log and saw it in half. You can hurt me. God bless you, people. I'm getting kind of tired. You can hear it in my voice. I love you all. Hope to do another one of these things real soon. I got people coming by, so I think that's what nature's telling me. God is telling me take a nap, and that's what I'm going to do. God bless you too.